Hi, my name is Yon, and today I'm going to talk about one of the great gaming icons of the 90s, Crash Bandicoot. Even if you've never played the games, you've certainly heard of its creator, Naughty Dog. They're the studio behind some of the most beloved masterpieces, like Uncharted and The Last of Us. In a time when games were moving from 2D to 3D, Crash became Naughty Dog's first global success, and he quickly gained universal recognition as a beloved game character like Mario and Sonic. The original Crash trilogy had all the ingredients of a sensational platformer: beautiful art direction, precise controls, and an unforgettable soundtrack. But today, I'm only going to focus on one thing that often goes unnoticed: Crash Bandicoot's excellent death animations. Death animations aren't something that players often notice. They exist to communicate when the player has taken lethal damage and it's game over. Games of the time had multiple dedicated death animations, but even among his peers, Crash pushed the idea much further. He had the generic animations like falling down a pit, or fainting from damage. But he would also evaporate from an explosion, get crushed into a pancake, freeze underwater, and I don't even know what to call this one. To give you an idea of how dense this gets, Crash 3 has 45 unique death animations in the entire game. Just for comparison, Super Mario 64 has 20. But it wasn't just the sheer number of animations that made Crash's deaths so impressive. Each animation got extremely creative, and many of them were just big jokes. You'd run into a big swordsman and get sliced right in half. Or how about when you run into this guy and you lose your pants? And one of my favorite, ouch. Crash brought the same kind of surprise and comedy of cartoon deaths into a video game. These jokes defied logic and subverted your expectations, leading to unexpectedly funny moments. Like here, when you touch the spiky enemy, instead of jumping up in the air from pain, Crash does this. This level of detail and polish took immense time, effort, and ate into the budget. But none of this was just a coincidence. From the beginning, Naughty Dog's inspiration was to create a Warner Brothers cartoon character feel within a 3D game. And making death fun was an important part of that vision.
The deaths are an important part of this game. As we learned in 2, is that people, if they die and there's something funny that happens at the end of it, it sort of softens the blow of taking a hit.
And trust me, this was pretty important, because as a kid, the Crash games sometimes got pretty difficult, and it wasn't uncommon to run out of lives and hit the game over screen.
Game over.
But each time I died, watching Crash die in a horrible but hilarious way made my failure sting a little bit less, and it filled me with determination to try a little harder. I did feel bad for making him go through all that.
Oh, that poor fox. Bandicoot.
In the span of just 3 years, Naughty Dog released 3 unique games, all games that pushed the boundary of what was possible, not just in terms of technology, but also in terms of character expression. It's a shame that the modern Crash games took a turn for the worse after Naughty Dog left the IP. But I'll always remember Crash for not only having some of the best victories, but also some of the best deaths in all of gaming.